Ms. Banks? Ms. Banks? Ms. Pearl? Your name is listed 3 times. It's still 3 minutes. Still 3 minutes. Yep. Just keep it close as you can. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll call the 7 o'clock meeting, regular meeting for the Franklin City Council to order here on November the 10th, 2025. Roll call. Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Kitchen?
Here.
Ms. Banks? Ms. Copeland?
Present.
Mr. McLemore?
Present.
And Mr. Grizzard is not with us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll turn off your cell phones and join us, stand and join us as you're able to for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Brings us to citizens' time. We have, goodbye, ladies. We have Mr. Cannon, Joey Cannon.
Mr. Mayor, members of City Council. By the way, Mr. Mayor, we miss you in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
My name is William Cannon, 112 Page Street, here in Franklin. As a Franklin City taxpayer, I am here tonight to request that a financial update be added to the City Council agenda as a monthly item, beginning with an update on progress with the FY25 audit. We now have a Director of Finance, so this does not seem like an unreasonable request. Additionally, given this information about a possible overspending of the FY25 school budget, we as taxpayers deserve information about steps being taken to ensure that we will not have to pay for any fiscal mismanagement by way of increased taxes. Thank you, and we look forward to a response to this request at your next meeting.
Thank you. Ms. Pearlie Banks. Ms. Banks, you're going to be giving an update on the election?
That and making requests, yes, sir.
Okay.
My name is Pearlie Banks. I'm the chairman of the electoral board here in the city of Franklin. And I thank you if you will allow me grace on this evening. Amen. Oh, okay. As you know, we just had an election. I wish I could tell you that we have completed the election, but we have not. We will not complete the election until probably Wednesday. We have still to do our provisionals, and they will not be uploaded until on Tuesday, tomorrow, by the Department of Elections. So we will not be able to complete and give any certifications until after that time frame. We, the electoral board, have a problem. And we have a problem because we have no space. We have been given 3 rooms, the registrar's office, the middle room, and then a room off to the side. We used to be able to use what they call the library. Since then, the library has been cut in half. One is an office, the other one is a conference room. So that means that we have nowhere to do our testing. And under 24.2-633, it states that we are supposed to notify the political party chairs that they can be there and local candidates, but we have nowhere to put them. When we did our LNA testing back in September, Councilman Kitchen came, and he would tell you that in that circumference of a room, we had 11 voting machines, 3 ADA machines. We had Councilman Kitchen, we had the 3 electoral board members, we had the registrar, and the person who do our LNA testing, print elect. He would tell you that it was very, very close, and you could hardly move around. We cannot use the training room because the firefighters have that. The other day, I happened to look when I passed going to the registrar's office, and there was this large room in the emergency service building, have these nice plush recliner chairs with this nice big TV, which we could put our little room inside of that big room, but it is not accessible to us. We had to go, and we want to thank, if they're listening, we want to thank Hunterdale Christian Church for allowing us to use their fellowship hall to have our training. That's where we had to go, okay? We need space. We need someone to help us. We need people to, when we make a request, and I'm gonna say this openly, the registrar is the face of the electoral board. When she make a request, she's making that request from the electoral board. When those department heads do not respond to her, they're not responding to us. It took us over a year to get maintenance just to move a desk and file cabinets. We have to, as you know, we have to adhere to these laws. We have to do a security plan. We have to do what they call a remediation for LESS. Fortunately, before Matthew left, he sat down with us. We were able to do it. Now we're in the remediation problem. We cannot get your interim IT person to respond to us, okay? We asked him, will you come and pick up those computers, etc.? The response to the registrar was, we don't have anywhere to put them. Neither do we. Every little space that you have given us, we are using it. We ask that you come and look at where we are. Look at the facilities that we have. I don't know what the contingency plan was for the Department of Elections here. I don't know if any of you were here during that time. But since then, elections have evolved. They're more complex. We have more things we have to do. And so we're asking council to please sit down with us. Discuss with us just like you discuss with the school board. Just as you are a public body, we too are a public body. Just as you have to answer to the Freedom of Information Act, so do we. Just as you have to have facilities for the citizens of Franklin to attend, so do we. If they decide that they want to come to our meetings, they're open until we go into closed session, just like you. So we're asking for support. We're asking you help us do what we have to do. Next, I'm going to ask Matabi if she will pass out to you. Councilman Kitchen is already aware of it. Our machines are being dropped by maintenance, and they're being damaged. What you are being given today is a copy of the estimates from Prenelec when they dropped the machines in June. They dropped our ADA machine, and they dropped the DS200, damaging the crown, and Prenelec still have the ADA machine. We do not feel that this should come out of the budget of the Department of Elections. Is that the first time that they have dropped our machine? No. Mayor, you know it's not, okay? But once they damage them, we might not be able to utilize them when we get ready to do or get those DS300s. So we are asking you, please help us do what we have to do. Finally, I was disheartened from 5:00 a.m. on Tuesday to 1:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. The Electoral Board and the Registrar's Office was still open because we could not leave until the Department of Elections gave us permission to do so. I did not see the police of Franklin during the whole day canvassing our area, okay? That was disheartening. We did have the Sheriff Josh White, to come into each precinct and ask us, are y'all okay? At the end of the night, his deputies escorted some of our chiefs back to the precinct because they had the 2A envelopes. We're not part of a political nothing, y'all. Can I say that? We're not part of it. We are here to make sure that the elections here in the city of Franklin are fair and they are equitable. But we want the citizens of Franklin to know that contrary to what people think, we too are part, and I'm going to read this and then I'm going to sit my happy self down, Mr. Beard. 24.2-122 of the Code of Virginia. And I'm going to read what it says, because most people don't think that we're part of the city. Members of electoral boards, registrars, and officers of election shall serve the Commonwealth and its localities in administering the election laws. They shall be deemed to be employees of the county or city in which they serve, except as otherwise specifically provided by state law. A county or city may retain officers of election as independent contractors, and then it goes on to talk about the deputy registrars. We are part of the city, and we are asking you to help us have a fair election. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Move on. Yes. Should we deviate from the approval of the minutes or move on from there? Ladies and gentlemen.
If I could,
sure.
is it appropriate to make a general comment in response to the comments?
Well, we can't, but you can.
I will just say to the council, I know that the registrar is part of the executive leadership team that I convene every 2 weeks. I'll be sure to find out more about these issues. And we just say to encourage to the electoral board to make sure that the city manager, whoever that may be, is included on any requests for departments so that the manager can make sure the appropriate responses happen.
Thank you.
Could you put that on next meeting's agenda?
We can certainly put it on as a discussion item.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your response.
So we'll add it as a discussion item.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Ms. Banks. Mr. Grizzard informed us late this afternoon that he was not able to be present again this evening. He was called back to work. That brings 3 meetings in a row that we don't have the full group of us to vote. At each of your seats, and there are copies at the back of the room, there's an updated electronic meeting participation policy. The policy that we adopted earlier this year allowed members to participate in discussion virtually but not to vote. The policy update before you has been drafted to allow members to vote while participating electronically up to twice per year. If council approves this amendment, Mr. Grizzard will be able to vote tonight. And does anybody have any questions about that policy? Now, I will mention that this was brought up, as Ms. Banks pointed out, and it was in my memory as well, long before I was on council. I'm sure other council members remember that it was when Mr. Smith was ill, the council voted for this. And there was no problems, but the state code requires it to be adopted every year. So it has not been adopted for this year. So we reached out to Heather this afternoon, late this afternoon, and she sent us this proposal for a policy change, which would include the being able to vote twice per year, up to twice per year, for each of us. That would be applied to all of us. So if anybody was sick or had to be out of town for something, whether it be a social thing, a vacation, or family funeral, or whatever, we'd be able to vote and participate in the meeting. I would like to entertain a motion to accept this policy.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Call for discussion. Any discussion? Johnson, you have anything? I'm starting on that side.
Well, basically, it's something that we have
Are
adopted.
you keyed up? Yeah.
Okay. It's something we have adopted before, so basically, and we need to adopt it every year, basically, so I see nothing wrong with that.
Okay. All right. Mr. Kitchen, anything?
I'm in agreement because I think we've put the public up long enough. We've heard all the conspiracy theories, and we can't do this. We owe it to the citizens to get this vote taken care of. Whichever way it goes, let's just do it.
Max, anything? Ms. Copeland?
The price has already been approved, so I mean, we're
Previously,
just
yes.
renewing it.
Yes, just a renewal.
I'd just like to say, you said, I agree with the renewal of the policy, if that's what the state mandates, but you said that Mr. Grizzard wasn't here, but if he's here virtually, then he is present.
He will be.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
after we approve the policy.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Call for the vote.
Aye.
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 And aye. Vote passes unanimously. Very good. All right. Are they already on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have them on the, did we need an abstention from Mr. Grizzard? He can't vote on this because
He's not a participant until you voted on it.
Okay.
Now you have, we need a motion to actually include him in this meeting or to allow it.
Okay. Do I have a motion to include him in this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. Dr. Johnson will start.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
And aye. Okay. Mr. Grizzard is in. He's on the meeting now. All right. So I have an approval of the minutes. No?
Mr. Mayor,
So moved.
Yes.
there are no minutes.
I'm sorry. I said minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it said. Approval of the agenda.
Yeah, so
Approval of the agenda. I'm
it's
sorry.
still on the item, but we have no minutes for approval this week.
Okay.
It's just
All right.
holding item.
I'm sorry. Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
So moved. Motion and second. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. A motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And aye. Thank you very much. All right, so we move on to the vote. We have a motion for either one of the candidates. Again,
For the third time, I would like to nominate Dr. Alvin Harris for the Ward 6 appointment for school board office.
thank you.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion? All right. Start with Dr. Johnson.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
And aye. I'm sorry, nay. Nay. Nay, excuse me, nay. All right. That was-
And for the third time, I'd like to
Oh, and Mr. Grizzard, Mr. Grizzard, Mr. Grizzard. Mr. Grizzard?
Mr. Grizzard, could you repeat that for the record?
And that's for Dr. Harris?
Yes, sir.
Nay.
Okay, all right. I have a second motion.
And I would like to nominate John T. Allsbrook for Ward 6.
Have a second? Ms. Grizzard, you will make a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. We have a second. All right. Any discussion? All right, take the vote. Dr. Johnson?
Nay.
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 Aye.
Mr. Grizzard?
Aye.
And aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. All right. Move on to the city manager's report.
Do we need to take an official vote?
Didn't we?
You seconded the motion, do we have to take a vote on the two candidates?
We just did on Mr. Allsbrook. Pat? Okay, all right. Okay.
Lord.
City
Again,
manager.
good evening, council members. Wanted to provide just a couple quick updates. I might have hung up. Mr. Grizzard there. Apologies.
Like you to stay.
All right. Unfortunately, I seem to have dropped Mr. Grizzard off, so I'm going to call him back in, but I will go ahead and start on the update real quick.
Go ahead and do that.
Go ahead and do that. Hey, I'm putting you back on speaker. Sorry you dropped there.
How can you tell?
Did you get your badge?
Yeah, but can we go in the, can we go in the office with the badges?
No.
You can get to the second floor and into the suite, yeah. All right. Provide a quick update. The first is that the update to the eCode 360, the vendor for the city that maintains our online municipal code, has successfully updated the codes that have been outstanding that needed to be updated, so citizens going to our city website can access the fully up-to-date eCode version. Wanted to briefly mention that, as you'll see in the introduction papers tonight, we have the first of what I hope will be several policies to bring to the council that are meant to be, we'll call them housekeeping items that need to be adopted. The first item is a policy related to how employee bonuses are administered. That has been needed for the books for a little while here. I will say it was on my work list to bring the electronic meeting update, but as of this afternoon, we've gotten that accomplished, so we can check that one off. But there are several other items that we'll be looking to bring forward, which leads me to my next item, which is that I'll be shooting an email out this week to poll you all related to potential dates for a council retreat. Would like to discuss that with each of you individually, as well as intend to try to solicit feedback through the submission. So please do keep an eye on your email, and if you can, get back to me quickly with your feedback. Just a quick update on upcoming events and announcements. We have the Elf Parade and tree lighting ceremony coming up on December 4th, as well as the Christmas Parade downtown on December 5th. As I briefly mentioned, we have item 2025-84, the ordinance to allow the City Council, Virginia, to approve performance bonus for employees pursuant to Virginia Code Section 15.2.
I think it's point 80-85, isn't it? On the agenda it says 85.
Sorry. Yes, sir. 85.
2025-85.
Mine's 2025-84.
Oh, okay. Mine says 85.
All right.
Whichever, we'll get that correct, the number.
Okay. With that concludes the update.
Okay. And you're not asking us to vote on that tonight. You just wanted to bring it to our attention, and I believe that is what's attached.
Considering it's an ordinance, the goal would be to introduce it and not have it discussed and voted on until the subsequent meeting.
And that was attached to the back of the agenda, so,
Yes, sir.
yeah, for our next meeting. All right. Anything's on boards and commissions? Anything since our last meeting?
Yes, I would like to report on Saturday, which was the 8th. We had the downtown Christmas open house from 10 to 4, which had offered carriage rides, participating with different businesses, and Santa was present, and I got a chance to write a letter to Santa as well, and so did the kids. And we had a great time. The rest of the list was announced before, but I will reiterate that. On November 20th, we shall have the Chamber Expo at the Workforce Center. On the 21st, we'll have Pink Friday for downtown. On the 28th, we'll have Black Friday for downtown shoppers. And on the 29th, we'll have Small Business Saturday. And I would like to say, doing this, we would like next year, if possible, to have the poles decorated and the lights. Because if we're having an open house, a Christmas open house, that should be a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Excellent, thank you. I couldn't be at the open house, having just had my surgery, so, but I'm glad
I
you were
was
there.
there.
Yep, thank you for being there. Mr. Ketchum?
It's my ward, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's my duty.
Sir, you asked for council member comments?
That's where under boards and commissions,
I
but,
thought we were boards and commissions.
Board and commissions.
okay. Anything else on boards and commissions? Okay. Council comments? Did you want to add anything else, Dr. Johnson, you good?
One thing for council comments, and that is better communities through sound government. And that's what we need to enhance and work upon sound government. That's very necessary for us to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kitchen?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I asked Carl Heck to show up, and I don't see he's here. I had some questions for him as far as the global concentrate, and we can't get any definitive answers. Is there any reason he's not here?
He was traveling out of town. I apologize. I thought that message got to you.
So when can he show up?
He can be here for the 24th.
Ms. Banks?
Yep, so I just wanted to say congratulations to Mr. Alsbrook. as far as tonight goes, you know, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. That's a famous thing that's been going around lately, right? So I will say, though, just to our citizens that watch and view, you know, we have had councilmen who don't know what Down the Middle Foundation is and councilmen who have voted no to teacher bonuses. Please just be careful. I try to stay in my lane, and public education is one of those lanes. So do your research, do your homework. I do not think it's fair, but I know someone who doesn't like the word fair, and life isn't always fair. So it is what it is. I look forward to working with him and moving this community forward.
Ms. Oglesby had recommended a rebate for the residential utility bills. Could you research that?
Absolutely.
And also Ward 5 will have a neighborhood watch meeting on December 10th at Dr. Martin Luther King Center. The guest speaker will be Chief Porty, and the time is 5:30 p.m.
There's a few things that have troubled me. I reached out to a couple of the council people. I have never, and if any of the other board members have, please let me know. Has anyone seen the temporary employment agreement with the interim city manager and the city?
I have.
Well, I would think that you would share that with the council, and the council should have voted to approve that before we adopted it or accepted it. I don't think it's right that we don't have an opportunity to see in writing agreements with anyone that we hire. It should be something in writing. Now, I've had a couple of days that I've called the city, and I haven't been able to reach anyone. I can say I've always been able to reach Mr. Saunders by his cell phone. However, I would like to know when, if there is a schedule. Also, I understand that I missed one meeting, and from what I gather, there was a change in the agreement that all I was told was that you had, along with the vice mayor, had negotiated with the interim city manager for $5,000 a week plus the hotel room if he had to stay over. From what I understand, y'all changed that to some kind of apartment, and I was unaware, that was not brought to my attention, and I'd like to know what the expenses the city is incurring for that and what the schedule of our interim city manager is, just so that we're aware. I think that we deserve to know that. We've set a very large precedent for the new city manager. When they come in, they're going to be expecting to be making at least what our interim city manager was making. So I think that we need to cross our I's and dot our T's. It was I asked a couple of the council people, had they seen the agreement, and they told me no, they hadn't seen it. So when you negotiate on behalf of the city council, I would appreciate it if you would share with council those negotiations and put them in writing. Also, I've had some complaints from some citizens in regarding to their peace and serenity in their homes. I brought to this council an attempt to have a multi-dwelling renters ordinance created, as well as a renters ordinance created, something that will protect citizens. Landlords tend to rent to whoever will pay the money. Now, you've got people who have lived a peaceful, serene existence in their homes that they're buying, and all of a sudden somebody moves in next to them renting and causes all kinds of disruptions to the surrounding neighbors. That can be addressed by this council. No citizen should be subjected to having to live with unpleasant conditions, whether that is an excessive amount of animals in the yard, or whether it's loud noises. And when you address the landlord really don't care. They don't live there, long as they get their rent. So I say that they're more than the landlord's tenant. They're our citizens. And we need to create ordinances that will protect our citizens from residents who don't care about their neighbors or the neighborhoods. Finally, I'd like to say that, and I would like to see that ordinance drafted and put into place. The mayor and the city manager are aware of a specific case that we're currently addressing that's been a big problem. I want to remind people that Ward 3 will be having a ward meeting this coming Wednesday at the Franklin Library at 6 o'clock. The mayor's invited, the city manager's invited, and the police chief are invited. The purpose of our ward meeting is to hear the concerns of the citizens and recommendations of the citizens in an informal environment where the people can tell us the things that concern them, whether they're utility bills, whether they're potholes on their streets, or whether they're excessive speed. Whatever your concerns are in Ward 3, you're welcome to come and express them on Wednesday night at the Franklin Library. All citizens are invited to attend. Anybody can come. But it is a Ward 3 ward meeting this Wednesday, 6 o'clock at the Franklin Library. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Banks, thank you for your comments and council comments. I think it was very, Mr. McLemore, thank you too for pointing out about your ward meeting. I agree with that. And he and I are working with a citizen, with the police chief, on a noise situation. No more than noise and animal, inoperable vehicles and so forth in a neighborhood. Ms. Banks, thank you for your comments, bringing them to us. I think that's something that should be directed to the city manager. The city manager will be willing to work with you on that. I think she can go directly to him. I will tell you, I know there's been some discussion about your space in the city manager's office, so hopefully that can be worked out. We did have an election last week, and I was able to go to each one of the wards and speak to the poll workers, and I was very, very pleased with the turnout. It was a good day. You all did a good job with that. Matabe, I know the buck stops with you. Thank you very much for everything you do and all the election people. I'm glad we were able to resolve the school board situation, and I hope that works out well for our students, our children, our teachers, and our administration. And with that, I think I'm ready to have a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, before you go, I'd like clarification from Ms. Banks. Are these two separate bills from Print Elect?
Yes, sir, they are. One, excuse me, yes, they are. One is for the DS-200, one is for the ADA Express Road. Both of those machines were dropped.
What was happening when I was working there, if I might, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Were you done?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
saying it was for precinct 1.
Right. The trailer that they transport the machines in is really not made for what it's for lawnmowers, and so they clean it out, do a good job of cleaning it out. The guys show up and they try to do their best, but these machines roll and there's no good way to tie them down. They try to secure them as much as possible, and they fall over and they get damaged. One of them was damaged when I was still working in there. That was from Ward 5, and that 2 and 5, and then the lock broke off of one of the machines. We were able to secure that. We've had to do a little engineering to make it all work, but all of that was cleared through the state when we did it. So I don't think it's negligence so much as nobody picked a machine up and dropped it. They fell over in transport. Am I pretty accurate on that?
I would disagree with that.
Okay.
Because what we know is that when we get ready to set up when we get ready to set up the Monday before election, the electoral board is with the maintenance people. What I have found is that they're in a rush. They're ready to hurry up and get it done. So when they are bringing the machines down, okay, someone needs to be like in the front and in the back because you're on a slope. So to me, it is negligence. Now for when precinct 1 machines got damaged, that was not on our watch. That was when they were bringing them back. And they were like broken in 3 places. It just so happened that Prendilet was there, so they started putting the machine back together, okay? So again, I think they need to be more careful in talking with the, I'm gonna call him the department head. He said that they had put something across to hold them. Now, a lot of times, I don't think that's what they're doing because when they are coming off, they are not doing that. So I don't know what the resolution would be for that, other than if you put somebody in front and somebody behind, then it's more apt not to because you got that body there.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, the only reason I brought that up, Mr. Mayor, is because she brought up that she didn't think that it should come out of the electoral board's budget to repair the machine. So I was just wondering, and maybe the city manager can give me clarification on how we will address these bills because somebody's gonna pay them.
Without doing further due diligence, I can't tell you how we'll proceed.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any opposition? Let's do it. Thanks for the reminder. I've got it on my refrigerator, got it on my calendar, but.
No, we need some people.
Sorry?
Well, we needed some people. I meant to say, we need a committee for this peg channel.